Hi, guys. Welcome to Level Up Academy podcast, where we have fun while getting to know your connections. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Level Up Academy podcast, where we explore the diverse set of skills that can be applied across various industries and professions. Each episode will deep dive into the world of transferable skills, discussing topics like communication, problem solving, critical thinking, and more. Join us as we speak with experts in different fields and share stories of individuals who have successfully transferred their skills from one industry to another. Whether you're a recent grad, a mid-career professional, or someone looking to make a career change, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and let's discover how you can leverage your existing skills to excel in any industry. Welcome to Level Up Academy podcast. This is your host, Dr. Leland, a serial educator, an opportunities designer, and a compassionate leader. Are you a curious student, eager to learn new skills and make your mark in the world? Or are you a professional seeking to advance your career and unlock your full potential? You need to be equipped with effective soft skills like communication, problem solving, teamwork, and more. The Level Up Academy by Doc Leland bridges the gap between education and employment through transferable skills training. Get the soft skills you need to be more effective at work.
Hi guys, I'm just tricking you, okay? I almost said happy Monday. I don't know why. Happy Wednesday. Welcome. I'm so excited. I'm always excited to bring to you um it's like a coffee chat but like for an hour, and I love highlighting individuals who are movers and shakers in our community. And you probably wouldn't even know them unless you're like in their network. And even then, in their network, they may have posts here and there that you like, you commented, but you really don't know them. You don't see them in their eyes, their smile, their beautiful heart. And that's what I do this podcast. And today is very special to me because she does a lot for her community. She has lots of growth mindset that I see that she doesn't think I see. And beautiful person inside and out, right? So I cannot wait for you guys to get to know her. However, I am getting a lot of DMs and email about what happened to 50 inspirational connection. So here's the thing. I understand life is busy. Some of you guys, a lot of you guys send the applications, but did not send me the video. So I'm the type of person that will give you an extension. I'm that type of teacher that will give you an extension too, and all my students know. However, I do have to set a deadline because I have a summit that is coming out in October, and I'm sending the application. It's going to be out on Monday. So I'm going to send the application out to those people that I've spoken to when it comes to the speakers. I am looking for 30 speakers, but have a very specific criteria on who the speakers that I will be having in this summit. Yes, the summit is free. However, there will be basically videos and either a book or a PDF form that they can give you. And that will be for sale to help out our community who are a solopreneur, right? Let's just help out each other. And what better ways to help out than to get to know them, get to know their book, and they get to know what they value, what kind of value can they add to your life, right? So that's what I want to do for my community, both for the people who are attending and both for the people who are putting their heart out to our community. Okay, so that will be coming out in October. I'm not going to tell you the date because I'm sure I'm going to make a mess out of that. But for 50 Inspirational Connections, we are unveiling it on Friday. And both Nicole and I's reaction to these videos, we do 6 videos at a time. So if you have not submitted your video, but you have sent in your application, Unfortunately, after Sunday, this is my hard date, after Sunday of this week, if you send your application in but have not given me your video, you won't be part of our 50 Inspirational project. It will be featured in our YouTube channel and it will be featured on our website. And you probably said, who cares? The website, if you are doing business, it is going to have a lot of SEO for you, a lot of, I will put your name in there and your bio as well. I also have a invite only membership coming out on August 1st. So all the 50 Inspirational who's going to be in there, you will be invited to our invite only club membership. And there's going to be lots of classes offered there for free that you can get. Workshop is already free, and there's tier membership. So there's free membership, there's a monthly and an annually, and you'll get to know more of the people that are going to be invited in there as well. And I want to create a community where I have control over what goes on. I can't control LinkedIn, right? But I don't like micromanagement, and I don't want to babysit anyone. So if you're invited in this community, that means that I respect you and the people. I have moderators in here. My creatives are my moderators, that I respect their decision to have you in our community as well. So it'll be open up on August 1st, along with the classes that the class I should say that I'm opening up. So if you're a solopreneur and you're looking to like how to do podcast, how do you do your YouTube channel, how do you streamline to all these things, that's what I'm going to go over in detail, so that it's specific for you. You're not going to waste time. However, you're like, I do want all of those, but I don't have the time to run it. We have Brilliant Bee Media. Hello. So I have people who knows people, and that's what I'm creating with my private club, is a directory specifically to the people that we vetted in our community, to have a cohesion and one group where we grow together, we're respectful, we're compassionate, and we do business together and have fun. And that way we have more control over what goes on in our community. Okay. It's all about positivity. Doesn't mean we don't go through adversity. We do. Believe me, we do every day. But that is where the group is there. It's because we are going to help you out, from mental well-being to calmness to food intake to lawyers to educators to K-12 to higher ed. And today, just structured settlement. Like, we have every directory that you need, but these are all vetted people. So I love that within my community of friends. So I do want to tell you, let's see if I can show you. It's going to be on Friday. Nicole's probably going to kill me if she's watching this. I'm sure of it. But this is the very first unveiling. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is Aaron, and he is a nominee in our 50 Inspirational project. So all of our nominees are going to be highlighted there. July 31st, you will find out our 50 Inspirational connections, if you're in or not. And if more likely, we want you, okay, as the people who are looking at these real life people pouring their heart out, if they have 5 minutes of their life to inspire others 100 years from now, 5 years from now, 5 minutes from now, what they're going through and how they are inspiring their community. Okay. And obviously I covered my mouth because it's going to unveil today at 12 p.m. And the unveiling is only a teaser, guys, not the whole thing. You're not going to see the whole thing. We do 6 individuals per hour. Okay. So Nicole and I, you'll see our reaction and the whole entire shebang on Friday. You're going to ask me what time. I don't know yet. I'm still on the editing phase. However, to give you a glimpse of what it would look like on Friday, you have to tune into my YouTube channel today at 12 p.m. PST. I know everyone's like, EST. No, PST. I'm in California. So it'll be 12 p.m. PST. You can watch the 50 Inspirational Project journey teaser. And we have the whole video that Aaron submitted. So please watch it over there. You will see what's happening on there. And Nicole and I's reaction is not going to be unveiled until Friday. Okay. So that's enough of that. And hopefully you guys will see. But I do say you need tissue paper, like tissue. Okay. That's all I got to say. Especially on Friday, you need a lot of tissue. And these are not like, movies from Netflix. These are real people. These are real connections from LinkedIn, guys. And we want to highlight them. We want to honor them and we want to celebrate them. So if you are part of the 50 Inspirational Project, that is what's happening. Because I know you guys are asking, I'm like, I can't answer all of these. So I'm going to answer that right now. Enough of that project. Are you guys ready for... Hi, Jody. How are you?
Hey, what a welcome. Thank you so much.
I know this is so amazing hanging out with you, just chilling, getting to know you. How was your 4th of July?
It was fantastic. Oh my gosh, I have never seen so many fireworks before in my life. We visited a friend who was on a lake, and you could see the skyline of Dallas. Dozens of fireworks shows going off for hours, just into the early hours of the night. It was a lot of fun. Not much sleeping, but
You're like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. You look beautiful, by the way.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
Sleep just means beauty. Beauty sleep, who cares? Who wants that beauty sleep? I'm already pretty. Look at you like, on that smile. It's so bright. I love the glow. So I'm glad you're here, by the way. But oh, sister, she is here. Ooh,
Hi, Nicole.
She's gonna be mad at me. She's like, "Are we doing this on Friday?" I was like, "No, I have a teaser. You know me. I work magic in quick second." Hi, Leslie. How are
Hi,
you?
Leslie.
Yes, yeah. So Leslie's here. Ooh, Aaron is here. It's Alberta, and I know that he's working. So yeah, 12 p.m. today, you will see Aaron's 5-minute submission. I don't edit the submission itself because that it's not authentic. If I edit that, that's not what I'm going to do. The only thing I do is just like a little teaser, things in that nature. Whatever that you guys submitted, that's what's going to be shown because that is how authenticity works, right? You can't hide things, and it is what it is. And we're here to inspire people. Mike, I'm so excited. I know we love you too, Mike.
Hey, I started on LinkedIn just showing up with a camera and no clue. So we all have our journey of where we are with technology, but our stories are genuine and where they start today and where they show up. Accolades and acknowledgement to all the people that are nominating within those 50 inspirational connections, because just showing up is the challenge. Showing up to be there is not easy, and that's what we're doing here on LinkedIn. We are connecting with people that we've never met before and having opportunities to build relationships outside of our normal people that we work next to across the country, across the world, and building relationships that otherwise wouldn't be available without the power of social media and bringing us together on LinkedIn.
Yeah, Just Tech. I don't know what that is, but hello to you too. Aaron's like, where's everybody? Hey, bro, what's up? I saw your, I will be on your show. I know that Susanna is busy with her life right now, probably doing some pink shaking. What's going on here? So while I highlight the people who are here supporting us, I wanted to just get right to the first question, which is think back 20 years and find within your timeline some of those significant changes in your life that got you here where you're at today.
Oh my gosh, 20 years? I need more than that. But okay, that's a good start. I've been doing structured settlements now for 17 years. So to even get back to where I was out of college, I was a finance major with a concentration in insurance, which is unheard of. Insurance concentrations, that is. But right out of school, I'm like, I want to be a financial planner. I want to make wealth and create wealth and preserve wealth. But the type of work wasn't right for me at the time. I was right out of college. I didn't have enough life experience to be able to genuinely talk to people about what their future is going to require, what it's going to potentially involve, the ups and downs. I didn't have enough life experience for that. So I thought at the time I was abandoning my career and abandoning my education, and I went to work for an insurance company and kind of got behind the scenes, got to see how investments were done, and had the opportunity to appreciate kind of like how the sausage gets made behind the scenes, being able to understand it. But I did a lot. I did well, but after 9/11, job opportunities dried up. So I abandoned another career and decided to handle claims, because when I was in college, I was in a car accident, and it was a terrible car accident. It's actually one of those life-defining moments. Someone had run a red light and struck me on the passenger side of the car, and it spun me around. And I can remember, just like it was yesterday, I had my lunch on my seat next to me. I ended up sitting on top of it when it's all said and done. The lid was exposed. I was sitting on top. I don't know what it was, but I had been pushed into a parked car and wrapped around a telephone pole. And that experience taught me, well, I can handle claims. I can do well enough, right? And so I decided to handle claims, and I did that for 6 years. But in the end, people don't want to be involved in a car accident. They don't want to be hurt. No one's convenienced by all these extra things. And so working with me is never anything someone wants to do as a claims handler. But I always wanted to give more, and I wanted to make people feel like they were made whole, because I know what it's like to go through personal injuries and multiple back surgeries as a result of that. And I know that that's a challenge. So it was handling claims is when I discovered structured settlements. And it was this alignment of all my past experiences, where it was my personal experience with the car accident, going through school with a concentration of insurance, doing financial planning, understanding the mechanics of investments from behind the scenes, working with injured parties, now offering options that settle claims in a way that provide guaranteed future income that's tax-free, that is designed to help protect the money for either kids who are too young or adults who need it for future medical or ongoing financial support. So my big changes in my life, academically and professionally, at the time always felt like I was abandoning a part of what I thought I needed to do. But in reality, it was a stepping stone for my next big opportunity to make a positive impact in the world. And the experiences that I've gained through those 20 years plus were significant. Apart from professionally, very personally, I made a commitment about 8 years ago to change my health, to change the trajectory of my life. My kids came home and said, "Mom," we were at a play date, and so-and-so's mom was there, but they were asking me why you were so fat. And from the mouths of babes, it was a reality check for me. My kids don't need to have to defend my choices. And it was my aha moment that I needed to make a physical change and mental change in my own life to be healthier for my children and be healthier for me. So that was a journey that was within 8 years ago. And then I'd say within the last year has been a huge transformational change for me as well. I've let go of an unhealthy relationship. I have leaned into building the relationships with my children and just trying to find my own version of happiness. Oh, don't you start. Don't you start. It's all good.
I'm not. I'm emotional, okay? Like, okay, why weren't you on the 50 Inspirational, Judy? You were too busy for me. I get it. I'll tell Nicole. Wait, Nicole is here. She's going to see you.
Oh, there are so many more people, far more inspirational.
Like, wow. First of all, I'm so happy for you that you have realized your full potential and more, and you are such a role model to your children. And I don't think any mom, like, kids are honest, right? Let's be honest. They don't know malice. They don't know anything. They just say what it is, right? Because my kid literally one time said, "Mom," the same thing. And they went to a play date, and she's like, "Well, the dad was asking, or the mom was asking, why is your mom and your dad like this, like the height, because I'm 5 feet tall, my husband's 6'1". And my daughter, she's so witty. She's like, well, my mom wears heels at 6 inches. Can you? Like that was her. That was her answer.
I can't.
She runs on the park with 6-inch heels. Can you? And I'm like, child, you didn't answer the question. She's like, no, I was offended that she talked about your height. And I was like, thank you, babe. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, dude, I can't change my height. Even if I go in surgery, there's no surgery to make me, 12-inch taller. But it's making because I think it was, they were trying to do balloons. It was a balloon party. And my daughter, obviously, my tall height is not tall. So when she's just trying to get the balloon, she couldn't. And the girl is tall. So, she tried to balloon. She's like, oh, you're short because your mom is short.
That's tall. I mean,
Yeah.
there's assumptions
mom,
being made there, but
why is your mom short and your dad's like 6'1"? And my daughter's like, well, my mom can run in 6-inch heels. Can you? Like she literally said that. I was like, you're right. So funny. But it is how children just tells you. She comes home, she was so mad, and she put her bag down, and I was like, it's supposed to be a party. Why are you so mad? Like I was having a good time talking to other moms. I didn't know that was happening during the party. And when she said that, I was like, yeah, I had to talk to the mom actually. I said, I would appreciate it if you don't actually attack other parents, because I'm sure it's not just me that she did that to. I'm sure it with other moms. And sometimes we're also not aware, and sometimes it's not an intentional bad thing or cattiness thing. Maybe it is. I'm always on the positive side that you just weren't aware that your words affect other people. That's what I always say. And just, I said, we have little children here, listening, and you are a role model for your kids, right? You don't want her to look like a bully or mean because she's saying things that you say at your house, because they repeat like a bird. So you have to be careful. But I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of where you're going, where you've been, and that's why you're helping your community. And that's very like niche, like structured settlement is something that's very specific, right? So in terms of that, can you explain what a structured settlement is and how can it improve financial peace of mind for people who are injured and their families?
Sure thing. So when we're negotiating, or when they're negotiating their settlement, whether it be a workplace injury or a car accident or a homeowner's claim, there's might have been a dog bite, there's some sort of physical injury component to it. They have the option to receive their entire settlement tax-free. That's the given. The IRS also says that if you receive that settlement, future payments from that settlement are also tax-free. So when you're negotiating a settlement, there's opportunity to settle it for all cash, or you can settle it for payments over time. Those payments over time are called structured payments or structured settlements. Those payments are customized to be able to meet future needs, whether it be income replacement because they can't return to work, or supplement income because they can't return to the same type of job and can't have the same earning capacity. We help people with making sure that money's there for future medical needs, whether it be through Medicare set-asides, a special needs trust, a wealth preservation, to work with companies to help transition for medical care. They may not have, let's say, example, workers' comp covering ongoing medical care. There's vendors that'll come and step in, and they work as if they are your insurance company, getting you better rates, same providers, and a billable insurance card. So we help people outside of a structured settlement, but with a structured settlement, it allows people to customize how they receive their settlements, much like a lottery winner or a young professional athlete who receives a large amount of money. How many success stories do we hear on those cases versus the ones that, the lottery curse, or the athlete who has multi-million-dollar signing bonuses and shows nothing for it when they are retired, or even a few years into their career? This is very similar to what people experience when they're negotiating their claim. They may have never received this much amount of money before. They never managed this money, preserved or invested it, but now they are making a very large financial decision. And our job as a structured settlement consultant is to educate, give people the understanding of what they can do with their settlement and choose what's in their best interest. And we customize plans to meet their needs. So for children, most parents will agree, maybe giving my 18-year-old a large amount of money all at once may not be the best choice for them, right? Yeah. Instead, they might say, let's stretch it out. Let's cover college. Let's put money aside for milestone ages where they might be getting married or be purchasing a home, or to provide a lifetime guaranteed of payments that they're never going to have to question where that check is going to come from next. We give people options, we let them make educated decisions, and then support whatever that is.
I'm glad you said that. I used to work for Geico, and I did pretty much all from sales to service to retention unit, to support to banking unit, all of insurance I've done. And you're right. When my husband had an accident, actually, this guy was a lawyer, and he hit my husband. So you're making a right on the street, and because he thought that he has the car that he was looking at the left is still far away. So my husband miscalculated that and went. Well, this guy hit my husband, but then while he's hitting my husband, he kept going and hit somebody else. And so then they put my husband, I think, at 51% because he was the one who's making it right. But then they found out that he was drunk.
Oh.
But he still put at 51%. And then he tried to sue us for neck injury and all kinds of injury. But Geico has lots of lawyers, okay? So they investigated, but on their end, they investigated him. We investigated him. We have ways to investigate people. Let's just say that. And we investigated that he was disbarred twice.
Oh, no.
So his reputation went downhill. We submitted our own report, personal report that we did, to the Geico's lawyer, and he didn't get nothing. And his condition that he has neck injury, it's because he had a surgery 3 months before that. And he has pre-existing conditions. So there's so many ways that people don't know. So I was like, yeah, no, it's not. Like, we investigate pretty much from health to anything. And I love research. My husband loves research, and he's a network engineer. So he will figure out what is up to you. And so the settlement, I think he got because they put my husband, the cops did, for 51%. So he won something for property damage, and he got a settlement of, I think, $80,000 or something like that, with everything combined. So now I was wondering too, I wonder what he did with all that money. He didn't have Jody Lamb at that time. He probably went to go drinking, right? So walk me through it. I get into an injury. Let's say that it is a homeowner's claim where someone came to my house, or I go to someone's house and I get bit by a dog. And so we go to lawyers back and forth, and now they settle on a settlement amount, right? When do you come in?
Ideally, we're involved before you guys come to that agreement on what that settlement is going to be. We come in and by invitation from the insurance company that might be negotiating the claim. We could come in by your request or your attorney's request. And then when you're negotiating your terms of settlement, the parties agree that that's going to include future payments, because this is an agreement that both parties have to agree to, because it has to be in the terms of the release. So we will customize payout plans and options that meet your future need, whether it be a SCAR revision, or you need to just want to put aside money for your retirement. You don't need the money now, or you might want to put it aside for your children's college. Those are options that we can look at. And ideally, a dog bite hopefully is not going to be a long-term medical need where you're going to need future treatment, but it's not uncommon to see SCAR revisions. But we get involved. We customize the plans. We help build those terms into the release. We work with the insurance company to help them understand how the process works. We work with the injured party to help them understand what their options are. And then we work with everybody to facilitate those terms into the release. We work with the life insurance companies or the assignment companies that are going to be making future payment obligations that are agreed to by all parties. And then we do whatever we need. We help with settlement documents. We help with signatures. We help with contract issuance. We answer questions, and we're a partner for years to come after the claim settles.
I love that. The continuation of support is something that most people don't get. So my next question is, what are the key benefits for opting for structured settlement versus lump sum payment for someone who has been injured? Like, you've pretty much already laid out the benefits. Like, hey, you don't need a lump sum money right now, right? You need something that you could use in the future rather than just taking it all out. But some people need the money now. Like, so if they're saying, hey, I want a lump sum, money now, I mean, what are the benefits between the two?
Well, it's not that you have to choose all one or the other. There's a blend, and there's not an exact formula. So you can customize whatever that looks like. So on every claim, there's always consideration. Do we have to pay for attorneys? Do we have medical expenses? Are there any liens that need to be paid? Are there any short-term expenses or financial needs that need to be taken consideration? Not any case is going to settle exclusively for structured payments. And I say not. There's been a few in my career, but majority of people need cash today. They need to pay for their other expenses. So identifying what that is the first step. And then we look at what's left after the immediate needs have been taken care of and find out, well, what do you need for the future? Are you looking at replacement income? Are you looking for future medical needs? But all those future payments are going to grow income tax free. So the initial cost may be $100,000, but they're going to receive 150, 200, 300,000, whatever that's going to grow into. They're never going to have any income tax on interest, dividends, or capital gains. And if something should happen to them before those payments are made, it gets passed to their beneficiary, and their beneficiary receives those same benefits tax-free as well. So unlike traditional investment products, to be able to invest it without that income tax component makes it very lucrative. So we see internal rates of return. Gosh, I ran a quote earlier on Monday for 5% internal rate of return, which is up to 8% tax equivalent yield, depending on the marginal tax bracket someone's in. So to be able to say that we have guaranteed future payments that are going to guarantee an 8% tax equivalent yield or up to it is powerful. Yeah. So to be able to have that peace of mind, to know that it's backed by highly rated AM Best companies that have been in business for hundreds of years, those are important details for people when they are evaluating what choices are best for them and who they're going to trust going forward. So you've got peace of mind, you've got tax-free, you've got customized benefits. What you don't have is the flexibility of time. So after the claim settles, it's too late. So not only is this a very niche investment, but it's a very small window of opportunity that exists only at the time of settlement. Once you have settled your claim, your husband got $80,000, and it might have been a combination of injury or a combination of property damage. But if you've got the receipt of the money, the IRS says now you have constructive receipt of that money. You cannot take advantage of a structured settlement. So our window of opportunity to help people is very narrow. So our reach is very specific, but reaching out to people like you, making sure that, we share the word of opportunity, because our neighbors, our friends, our coworkers,
everybody needs it. Yeah.
Everybody doesn't know about it except for what they see on commercials. It's my money. I want it now. Right? We've all seen that.
You guys, is there a threshold, right? I'm thinking while you're talking about that, is there a threshold where you take a case, or is it like, because you have to review, is the time of this case going to be settled faster or slower, and it's our time getting paid back even going to give us anything, right? Because if it's settlement is only 50,000 versus a settlement of 1 million, I mean.
Right. But the person who handles the $50,000 case is going to be the person that handles $1 million case at one point in their career. So the attention and the time and the effort that we spend on the small cases is just as much as the large cases, because there's maybe more education necessary and maybe the return isn't as great. But when we take the time to help people understand what the process is, we establish ourselves as subject matter expert, and in the future they'll hopefully call us back again and we'll be able to help on their next case. So the minimum amount that we can structure is $10,000. And that usually makes sense for the minor children. The youngest children, we could easily double the money right now, guaranteed future payment, tax-free. And I mean, that's usually saved for the little kids. When we're dealing with adults, usually it's about anywhere between $50 or $1,000 or above. It makes sense, but we've dealt with multi-million-dollar cases, cases that people need income for the rest of their life, and they need medical care for the rest of their life. Catastrophic claims are really well suited for structured settlements because they get the best of both worlds, whether it be preservation of perfect timing. Thank you. Preservation of government benefits, or oh no, did I lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, my computer just went to sleep. Okay, so I just totally went black. So we have preservation of government benefits if they're on Medicaid, SSI, Medicare. We want to make sure that we don't interrupt their benefits, and to be able to do it in a way that has growth that maximizes their settlement, minimizes their taxes, keeps their benefits preserved, are all additional value added opportunities. But also, we've touched mostly on personal injury cases. Even the employment law cases, the emotional distress, wrongful termination, wrongful imprisonment, the cases that don't involve physical injury, and that can also include things like sale of real estate or a sale of a business, they qualify for tax deferred savings. So unlike the tax-free growth of a structured settlement, because the IRS says your personal injury claim is going to be compensated tax-free, you don't have to pay income tax on that. But for the cases that are taxable, if they get a large settlement today, they're going to automatically be elevated into a higher marginal tax bracket. They're going to pay more taxes today because they're going to get paid today. If they stretch that out over time, they may qualify for lower marginal tax brackets and be able to pay less taxes, keeping more of their income. That's how attorney fees make sense for the representatives of cases, that they can defer their income to level out income over years. So attorneys may have a windfall case and they are like, they're whale of a case. They get to see it once every 10 years. Well, that case can sustain the business for years to come if it's stretched out over time. And they're not going to be paying as much taxes today because they're only going to pay taxes when they receive the income. So they get to pay less, they get to stretch out their income, and they get to invest pre-tax money.
I love that. I actually was talking to somebody about 401k, because when you take 401k, you get taxed at 40%. It's ridiculous. It's your own money. You're getting taxed with your own money to invest in something else with your own money. It's the IRS is so, I don't even have a word for it. All I'm saying is it's always in there. It's constant. The only thing constant is changes in IRS, right? Or aging, time. But I love that you guys actually provide that benefit, because we do get, I feel like you're double taxed, right? You're taxed from your income tax, and you're taxed from your settlement. So I love that it's structured and it actually stretches. I don't know if you know, but I see the comparison with 401k when it comes to taxation benefits. And I didn't know, and I don't know if you know this, but someone told me that she's been doing this for 25 years with her clients, that if you want to buy a business that's already in existence, so let's say, for example, you want to buy a franchise to run a McDonald's, if you take from your 401k to do that, it's tax-free. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the nuances of what you can do with your 401k are unique, but they're also a little bit more restrictive than even a structured settlement. But it's a good correlation, because with your structured settlement, you can defer until you hit retirement age. But if you need to have payments before then, you can schedule it before 59 and a half. You can schedule it to be paid however you need to be, whether multiple benefit streams, lump sum payments, lifetime income, but also with your 401k, you're capped at how much you can contribute in any given year. There's no cap with a structured settlement. When you're talking about your taxes on your 401k, if you choose a Roth 401k, you can pay tax today and then invest it. And then the Roth 401k will be tax-free when you withdraw it. Now, a traditional 401k is pre-tax, so you invest your money today before taxes, right? And then you pay out when you pay your taxes when you receive it. So similar idea with the attorneys. If they take all of their 401k in a lump sum when they turn a certain age, then that's an income that's going to bump them up to a higher tax bracket, versus if they stretch it out over a couple of years. Right. You mitigate your taxable liability. And that's how the sale of businesses and sale of real estate, you mitigate the capital gains, you mitigate the tax liability, and you keep more of your hard-earned money.
Yeah, exactly. Now, my next question is, what factors should be considered when determining appropriate amount and, of course, duration of the structured settlement for an injured person? You said really there's no limit. So on average, let's say $100,000, what would that look like to somebody?
So if you've got $100,000 settlement, you probably are going to have an attorney involved. And so right off the top, I calculate 40% is going to attorney fees. It might be more, it might be less, but that's just a rough ballpark figure. Then we figure out what the medical expenses are. So we might need to repay a lien provider, a medical provider for expenses that have been earned, or I'm sorry, expenses that have been incurred but have not been repaid. And then to be able to look at the balance. Now the balance is what's left. What do they have to play with? And most people have that money spent before they even know what their settlement is. Let's be honest. But those that are astute enough to at least hear us out, because this is all that what we're doing here is we're giving people education to make informed decisions. So after they have their attorney fees paid, let's say they have another $10,000 in medical, they might have $50,000 net. Now, they might have immediate needs. They might have problems with their kids' trip to Disney, or they want to do something for themselves because they've been through a traumatic and catastrophic injury. They feel like that's something that they're entitled to. So be it. I'm not here to judge. I probably would do the same. But they might say, okay, I want to take half of it in cash because I need to make sure I've got these needs taken care of, or these short-term needs accounted for, and then defer the rest of it. And then that deferral, it becomes, what is their goal? What is their need? For minor children, we take the net allocation, defer it until they reach 18. They're not old enough to take receipt of the money until they reach age of majority. In most states, that's 18. And then it becomes, how do the parents see that money benefiting that child, whether it be college planning, whether it be providing money to teach them how to manage money, and they get a larger sum when they get older. It's not an uncommon payout to see. But the duration and the deferral all comes down to individual needs, and every case is unique. And we take the time to work with people to the best of our ability to find out what they need, and then provide plans that can help them meet their goals. I can't come in with a plan and say, here's an answer to your problem without knowing.
No, I like that you're customizing it, because you're right. Every family needs are different from you and I, really. My last question for you, my second to last question is, what advice would you give someone who's considering a structured settlement as a means of achieving financial peace of mind after an injury, whether it's personal or something else?
That's a good question. I think ask questions, so many questions, because if you do want to structure, this exists only at time of settlement. And knowing where you stand financially today will help you make the best educated decisions for tomorrow. So taking an honest look at what your financial needs are today. Do you need that new car today, or do you want that new car today? Do you want to plan for it in 5 years? Do you want to save for retirement? What is your goal? What is your need? What can we do to help you get there? Because that is what the structure does for people settling injury claims. We want them to provide not only the financial peace of mind to give them independence and security and confidence that after their tragic accident, they're going to be okay. The important things are taken care of, but often they get more than that. So how do we help preserve that for years to come? How do we make that stretch out to the best of their ability? This might be a case where the insurance company only had $100,000 and that's all they could ever pay, but you might have a lot more in future medical needs. How do we stretch that money, grow it, make the most out of what you have? But every case is personalized. Every case is individual. And the sooner you can talk to someone about what those options are, the better, because our services cost nothing. There is absolutely no fee for us to sit down and talk to you about what your options could be. I could run hundreds of plans for you. There's never going to be a charge to the insurance company, to you as an injured party, to your attorney. We get paid if a case settles with a structure by the life company or the assignment company that's making those benefits. That's how we get compensated. So our intent is really to make sure that you have information to make educated decisions and choose what's in your best interest. And if it's not a structured settlement, that's okay. As long as you had the chance to make your best choice, I'm happy.
I love it. That was my next question, is like, how much does your services cost? And the fact that you're doing it for free just so you can help those people make better decisions. It's like, hello, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you? So that's really amazing what you do for the community, because as much as we don't want money, we need money to survive. And if you're injured and if you have, sometimes injury is not necessarily physical, it could be mental as well. So having that type of support team on your side to ensure that, this is what's happening and you have some type of compensation to live. Because sometimes when you have mental issues because of the injury or whatnot, you might not be able to work, right? You have nothing physically wrong with you, but like here, it's just, you can't, right? And I've seen those people that they just can't. And so having that type of person that support like you and your company is super important. So hopefully you guys have been educated today and taught by none other than Jody. Now, before we end, this is definitely my last question. This is more personal, really, to you.
Okay.
If this is your last day today on this earth, what would you be parting message? What's your parting message to your current and future families in terms of living life, legacy, and impact?
Okay, so if this is my final day, we're not doing this over computer. We're opening the doors. We're opening our home. We are going to party like it is going to be it's the best day ever. Because we're going to celebrate life, because there is so little of it. There is, time is so finite. We can't get it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. It's not promised to any of us tomorrow. Make the most of what we have. Live our life authentically. Live our life to a standard that we want to set for other people to achieve and inspire them to do as well. Look for the positive. Be positive. Support other people. You never know the kindness that the kindness that you can extend to others that can really transform their day and their life. But overall health, wellness, financial, physical, it's all tied in together. We can't have just superior physical health and not be, we can't be unbalanced. It really comes down to finding the right balance in our life to find that happiness and embrace it and celebrate with those that we choose to be with, whether our family, friends, or coworkers. Love the people that you're with to the fullest. Tomorrow's not promised to anybody.
I love you, Jody. I love you, Jody. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. It's just things that we need that we don't know we need until you need it, and then it's too late because you didn't know that you needed it. So that's who you are right now. Like that's how I'm thinking of my brain. I'm like, well, we needed you, but we didn't know that we need you. So now we know, but it's too late. But it's never too late because there's future, right? So I love that. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for your time today. Thank you to everyone. Mike has been like rolling over here with Raquel and Ulu.
I love you
Yeah,
guys. I haven't been watching the chat.
I was like, hey, Jody, you can break it down easily. She does. You definitely would be a good teacher, definitely, because it's all about educating people on what they can and cannot do, and it's about choices, right? You don't
Right.
know what choices you have until you are given a choice, and sometimes we don't think that we have a choice. Ulu says, "I love the way Jody is talking about." The areas as if it's just having a normal conversation. We're just having a normal conversation. We literally are, but it's more of the podcast is about educating you and your choices, right? Takes a lot of knowledge to break it down and share the information so casually. Way to go, Jody. Woo, woo. We have a fan, Jody.
Oh,
And
thank you, Lou.
seeing you on video, now I can see the human being who's been so gracious and consistent supporting so many of my posts, right? And Ulu was also here, and I love this is why I love what I do, is because I can highlight people and their amazing superpower. And Jody's superpower is educating you on your choices when it comes to any type of injury. Call her before you settle, is all I'm saying. She's
Right.
like the best choice for you, okay? Hi, Aluku. He's also, I think, in Nigeria. Welcome. Mike's like, I completely agree. Not
Well, you gave a shout out to Brilliant Beam earlier, and I second that. You know, for all the support, like the people that we know, we have people who support us. As Mike Asherbrander says, we outsource our weaknesses. Like we have a team. I do structured settlements, but even I have a team. I have people that I call on for trust and for Medicare assistance and for other purposes. I mean, we all surround ourselves with individuals who help us be better. And that's what the beauty of LinkedIn has become. It's become our social networking community and building our resources that we have to help each other. I don't know the first thing about selling medical devices, but Jessica will help me with all those questions. But she might have people in the medical field who are, you know, having these conversations about settlement. And so it's interesting how we may think that initially we have no relation or no connection with people professionally. Personally, we get along fabulously, like you and I, CJ. But professionally, like once you get to know people, then those lines of connections start to appear, and you get to understand the, you know, what each other does better. And you know, kudos to Mike Asherbrander and the Hounds of Business and Raquel. Everybody is phenomenal. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
we just like there's a lot of us, okay? And that's one thing I love about what Mike has done is that we are there, we are different, we have different superpowers. But have you remember those Rolodex times?
Mhm.
I have Rolodex of people, you know, and then when I go to the library, there was no Google, okay? I literally
No, index cards.
102, and then you go look for 102. Do that. But now because of technology, right? Like I can literally talk to you from where you're at and from where I'm at. But I feel like, you know, being in a Hounds of Business is like having your own Rolodex. Like it's hard to be a solopreneur, okay? You wear so many hats and you have no way of knowing which hat to wear today, tomorrow, the next 5 minutes. Nobody idea. One thing I love about that, and that's why I'm trying to do a membership, exclusive membership for our group, for my group that I'm going to create, is that we have a Rolodex of people we can call. And even though you're a solopreneur, you can literally hire someone, 1099 someone to be in your team for a hot minute so that you can roll with what you're good at. And that's what I love about our group. That's what I love about Mike's group, right? With our Hounds of Business. We're not a pod, guys. Okay. Sia will murder us in our sleep if we say pod. Seriously. And Raquel, so amazing with her show on Saturday. Mike's show is today. Yes.
Wednesday, yes.
And my time, 7 p.m. EST. I made sure I know that. But it's nice. It's nice to have you here, Jody. I appreciate you so much.
Likewise, CJ, thank you so much for bringing us on and talking about structured settlements and extending this information to your community. If there's ever anything I can do for them or yourself, don't hesitate to let me know. You're one of my people. You're one of my girls. And so, yeah, you're in my Rolodex.
Okay, we're bringing in the Rolodex, guys. Okay, well, sit back in the back room in the studio. I'll be right there. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks.
So you guys saw Jody, right? It was just so amazing having her here. Like you guys all said, it's really nice to learn your options and your choices and what choices you can have when you actually have a choice, right? And if you are injured, you're going to call Jody, right? Jody Lam is where you need to call. Anyhow, thank you so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow. We're talking about Tabitha tomorrow. And at 12 p.m. PST, go to my YouTube channel and you will see Aaron's video for the 50 inspirational connection. If you wanted to see the whole other people, it's going to be on Friday. And you're also going to see Nicole and I's reaction to this video. We might have cried here and there because it's very heartwarming and it's real. It's not, television. It's real people doing it. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9:30, not 9 a.m. Okay. Thanks for watching another episode of Level Up Academy today, brought to you by your none other host, Dr. Leland. Please do not forget to hit subscribe or push that notification bell so anything that we have an activity on at Level Up Academy, you will be the first one to know. If you would like to be a guest in our podcast, both on the MP3, audio only, and also here on live in our YouTube channel, please let me know. DM me. Let's connect. Have a fantabulous day. Bye, guys.